This is our weekly weather briefing for Tuesday, September 5th. So here's just a quick overview. We're going to go through the where and whens of a few factors that's controlling our weather right now. First of all is the smoke, second of which are the winds, then temperatures, and when we're going to see some rain. So for today, most of us are dealing with the smoke across the region, and here's a visible satellite picture that shows the smoke across, covering much of the state and our surrounding states. We do have some cloud cover that is moving up across western Washington and the Cascades. It's very high-level clouds, but most of this is smoke across the region. Yesterday, we had some easterly winds that promoted some surface winds out of the north and east across North Idaho. It ushered in a bunch of smoke from the Montana fires and up in BC. And this was more surface-based smoke that drifted down from North Idaho, from Bonners Ferry and Sandpoint to the Spokane area and all across eastern Washington. Likewise, we have the fires that are down in Oregon, and with the upper level flow, we're getting the higher level smoke moving in on top of that. Here's the latest picture that I could find of the air quality sensors and where the fires are across the region, and I grabbed this from the Washington Smoke blog page, which is a really good resource. But it shows the air quality is down to the very healthy to near hazardous levels across much of North Idaho and eastern Washington. It looks like in eastern Washington, the areas that have maybe a little better air quality is actually up in the Methow Valley and in Okanagan Valley right now. So for today through Wednesday, we're going to see those east winds continuing, but they're going to get progressively lighter each day. We're going to see that smoke and the haze continue with that air quality remaining pretty high across the region. It's still going to stay dry and warm, but maybe not as warm as we previously thought. And in fact, we still have air quality alerts that cover all of Washington, much of Oregon, and Idaho into Montana at this time. So as for those east winds, we're seeing the trends of them in these two panels. The first one is on Tuesday afternoon, later today, that shows the wind still continuing but becoming lighter up in those northern valleys. And then as we get into Wednesday afternoon, they become even lighter still. But even as those winds stop, that smoke and haze is still going to linger and not going to move around too much. As for temperatures, they're going to warm a little bit today, warm a little bit more on Wednesday, but not expected to be as hot as we previously thought because how thick the smoke is across the region. So we're going to be seeing high temperatures topping out on Wednesday in the 80s to low 90s across the region. As we transition to Thursday into Friday, our surface winds are going to switch to the south and then southwest to west as a weak cold front arrives. This should help mix up that smoke layer, move it around, and maybe see some improvements. But we also could see more smoke coming in from our Cascade fires and the Oregon fires as well. We will also see temperatures cool slightly, so more 80s to near 90. And we will be seeing some moisture arriving with a chance of mountain showers and possible thunderstorms. So here are the wind panels forecast for Thursday into Friday. It shows our winds on Thursday afternoon remaining light, but switching more to the south-southeast by afternoon. And then as we get into Friday afternoon, they're going to remain out of the southwest to west and increase in speed. So it'll become locally breezy and help push that smoke around our region. So with our air quality alert across the region, we have extended it through the work week and bringing it all the way into noon Friday, where we're going to evaluate to see how the smoke is moving across the region. So expect that smoke to hang around through Wednesday into Thursday, and then Friday we should see some improvement into the weekend. As for our chances of convection, we'll see that moisture moving up the Cascades by Thursday. Thursday afternoon into Thursday evening, there is the possibility of some isolated thunderstorms in the Cascades. As we get into Friday, that chance also spans across the region, and we'll see it increasing across the northern mountains, the Blue Mountains, and into the Idaho Panhandle. Right now, we're thinking the lightning will be isolated, and if we get any precipitation, it's going to be sprinkles or some very light measurable rain. But also some concerns to think about would be with that lightning, any fire starts, also gusty winds as well. By the time we get to Saturday is going to be cooler, more autumn-like, with 70s to low 80s across the region. It's going to be breezy, and we'll see some mountain showers, especially near the Canadian border. Then by Sunday into early next week, we get that dry westerly flow again. Temperatures are going to creep back up into the 80s, and we'll see more areas of smoke and haze settling in across the region. As for the Spokane airport, the dry streak continues. We haven't had rain since June 28th that measured in the rain gauge. Right now, we're up to day 68, which puts us second on the list of the driest consecutive days without measurable rain. If we can get through this week, we actually break the record. The record right now is 73 days, and that is a 100-year record. So stay tuned on that. As we look into the 8 to 14-day outlook, still the same story with warmer than average temperatures and drier than average precipitation, and this continues through middle of September. So that concludes our call for the weekly weather briefing. Please stay informed. Follow us on Facebook and Twitter, and this video will be available on YouTube later today. Thanks a lot.